Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, this is a Q&A video because some of the newer people asked me to do some stuff, and I'll blame you, I wouldn't want to go through all that mess either that I've put up there. So some of it might be repetitive, but if you are new, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that fun stuff. But for all the people who are always here with me, I'm being frugally stingy today. I don't want to have my fan on, but it's too stuffy in my room with the fan on, without the fan on, and it's kind of chilly with the window open. So I've got the bathrobe on because, you know, I don't want to get dressed. So anyway, it is what it is, but we're going to get through. I have quite a few questions to answer, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. Doggo over here sleeping as usual. Felony, the terrible 2-year-old cat behind me. And let's not be rude, Felony. And yeah, let's get started. So, okay, this is a question I get a lot. Do your kids have jobs? No. Well, 1, 2, but okay, let's start it off. I have 7 kids. 1 that doesn't live with me. He lives on his own with his fiance. He is an EMT paramedic and going to nursing school at the same time. He does work in an emergency room. He does his own finances. He doesn't give me anything, so that he doesn't count per se. Mark, he does work. I get 1/3 of his paycheck, which isn't much. He is 28 years old. He is on the autistic spectrum. He definitely isn't mute. He can work. He is on the common sense side of no. Yeah, I have to take his paycheck and divvy it out. God love him, and I have taught him and tried and everything, but paycheck equals candy bars and comic books, if you see what I'm saying. So I have to work with him on struggling for working out his bills, which he doesn't have much. He pays me like rent and food because he's 28 years old, regardless being on the autistic spectrum or not. Which is 1/3 of his paycheck, which might be $300 every 2 weeks. So it's not a lot. It's more of a lesson. Then he has to save 1/3, and he gets 1/3 to spend, depending on what it is. Now, if his cell phone bill is due, or something is due, or something, and it's a little more expensive, or if he goes over in something that is a normal bill out of the 1/3 and it takes his expenses over the 1/3 that he gets, sometimes I'll be like, you know, and it's more of a lesson thing than anything else of, well, you went way over your data on your cell phone, so you got to cough up that extra money. It's kind of teaching him to be careful as well as. So I do that with him. As far as I call them my 5 littles, even though they're teenagers now and they're not little anymore. The 5 young ones, no. And the reason being is, yes, I have said that the twins that are 17 now will get a job come January. But we have had so much court stuff back to back to back to back. It's bad enough I'm asking for time off of work. They'll be getting a new job somewhere. And I used to manage restaurants and little stores and little things like that, that I know they're either going to just let them go for it or whatnot, and or not hire them to get with, and I don't want them to have that stress right now. What we're going through is stressful enough. So I'm hoping end of April, beginning of May, they can at least this county where we live in will be completed, or close to enough completed where they can go and get a job. This is the biggest one. Everything else is kind of whatever. So I'm hoping. They're hoping too. They want one really bad. But we have talked about it, and they also don't want to go get a job. Everybody know what's going on, know their business, know why they're out. If they're out multiple, it is a lot. And I don't know if a lot of you realize how much time this whole thing is taking. Okay, I'm going to skip and go down because I brought in the court and the subpoenas. A lot of people are new, haven't gone back. I can't say much. All I can say is I was married before, not married anymore, thank God. However, he was doing some things to my children, proven, got evidence, everything that he shouldn't have been doing. So he's in jail. and we are trying to move on. I can't get into any more detail than that. Hopefully you can read between the lines, get what I'm trying to say. But everything's coming to a head. It happened last March is when it came out. It's been a whole year, but now trials in court. I mean, we've always had court and stuff to go to and do, but now it's like a lot. It's way more than I was anticipating for. So that is why. And when I do refer to that on video, because most people have been with me from before that happened to when I was married to that happening and me talking about it and so on. So that's what that is. How old are your kids? My oldest is 28. It's Mark, and he is lower spectrum on the autism scale. 25 is Jacob. He's the one that doesn't live with me. He's the one going to school, living with his fiance, nursing. He works as a trauma ER technician, as well as a preceptor, or he does some precept work. Way over my head on what he does, but very proud of him because he has me for a mom and he's still gotten that far. So I'm very proud of him. He's done amazing. He actually showed me he got Employee of the Month in the emergency room department at his hospital. So yay for him. Okay, then I've got my twins, Chloe and Tyler. They're both 17. They just turned 17 in January. My 15-year-old is Alex. My 14-year-old is Christopher. And my 12, almost 13-year-old is Kira. So yeah, so that leads into the next question. Best way to stretch your food budget. Now, when I say this, I'm not like disrespecting anybody who has little kids or whatnot. I love watching these grocery hauls. Oh, I spent $200 on a family of 6 and their kids are 5 and under. And I'm not talking diapers and wipes and all that. I'm talking food. I understand why you spend $200. Try to do that when they're teenagers. I'm feeding 6 adults plus myself. So they all eat like adults, adult portions. And the boys. The girls, not so much. The girls, believe it or not, they don't, you know, they love their food, don't get me wrong, but they'd rather sit down and eat a meal, maybe snack a little bit. And when I say snack, Kira's my avocado fruit. She'll open up a can of black olives. This is, and eat out of that. Or the boys were like, can I have junk? Can I have this? And sandwiches and noodles and my boys are dumpsters. Really. They are complete and utter bottomless freaking pits. So how do I stretch my food budget? I do a lot of cooking from scratch. And what I mean by scratch is, of course, you know, I don't bake the bread. I should bake the bread. I don't bake the bread. But, you know, I do a lot of cooking with raw ingredients. Whether I don't buy, if I'm going to make a lasagna, I'm going to make a lasagna. I am not going to buy a Stouffer's lasagna. For that same price, I can make double the lasagna that I'm going to make. Or maybe a little bit more money and get 2 or 3 times the amount and freeze it and have 2 or 3 meals versus one Stouffer's lasagna that is not going to feed my family. I try to stretch recipes with, I'll throw in peas and carrots or something that will stretch the recipe out to just make it better. I do a lot of casseroles, a lot of batch cooking. Not so much as I think, and I'm going to probably say her name wrong, Jamaril Stewart. She's got like a multitude of kids. I don't know how she handles it, but God bless her. She does mega massive, and it's very brilliant. I wouldn't need that much, but I have taken a little bit from like She's in Her Apron, Jamaril Stewart, some of the other things, like I'll pre-make sandwiches. People will do that for their lunches for their kids. I will pre-make sandwiches for the month and freeze them and pull out just enough. So, and I need to get back into that. I have slacked. But that saves on you buying your bread. That saves on you buying your lunch meat. That saves on you buying your peanut butter and jelly. You just put it in a Ziploc baggy thingy, whatever, sandwich bag, and put them in the freezer and have a designated spot in the fridge for them. And then, you know, when you're running low the night before, just grab a few and throw them down there. I've never, I mean, I've had kids come in from playing outside with my kids and they're like, can we have a sandwich? And I'm like, go ahead and get a sandwich. And I don't spend, there's no bread waste. You know, when you have your bread open and I don't care what you say, I don't care how pretty your house looks on camera, you've got an open bread loaf somewhere that's probably stale as hell and tastes like crap or got mold in it. And excuse the nail polish again. I don't have any nail polish remover and it's not in the budget right now and it's driving me bananas. So carrying on from that, you have stale bread up there somewhere. Don't tell me you don't. I know you do. And if you don't, I want to know your secret, because I have always got a stale hot dog bun. You know, there's 8 hot dog buns in a package. There's 7 of us that eat. There's one that gets left up there. And somebody might eat 2. Usually everybody gets 2 hot dogs if I have hot dogs that night. So that, but I'm always having 1 or 2 hot dog buns or 1 or 2 hamburger buns or something that I'm, oh yeah, we're going to eat, or somebody can eat it. That's food waste. So yes, I try my best to stretch the food budget as best as I can, but a lot of it, I'm going to tell you, is portioning, pre-doing your food, like meal prepping and making from scratch. It takes time. So that's where your little handy dandy planner comes in, and you put it on one of your days. And I'm going to take 3 hours on a Sunday, Saturday, whatever day you have off of the week. You know, instead of taking my nap that I want to take, I'm going to prep my food. And trust me, I love naps. Oh, do I love naps? But in reality, this will save you time during the week, and money during the month. So that's how I do that. Okay. Kids have jobs, blah, blah, blah. Where do you live? I live in Jacksonville, Florida. The crime rate capital of the world, I'm sure. Sorry. What do I do? Well, nothing. No, I'm kidding. I am actually a senior supervisor for Apple. I work for Kelly Services. They're a vendor for Apple, and I do tech support. So for Mac computers and iPhones, Apple Watches, stuff like that. So that's what I do there. Somebody asked me, because I have said I have had weight loss surgery. I have lost 120 pounds and I have stalled since then. I had it September 30th of 2014. And I've gone to the doctor numerous times after that. They all say I have a slow metabolism and my body likes it here. I don't like my body liking it here. Granted, I did lose a lot of weight, but I'm stuck. Keto works, but let me explain something. You go back to eating carbs again, boom, it's right back on without question. I feel better on the keto diet. My anxiety is not as bad on the keto diet. These last couple months, I mean, I've always had, not being able to work, court reasons, doctor reasons, anxiety reasons for what's been going on in this last year in my house. But these last 2 months, it's been excessive. So right now the food budget is what the food budget is, and I'm having, I have to eat. So I'm having to eat a little bit of carby things. I'm trying not to, but in April, I'm already working on that food budget to see where I can get my keto back in to keep losing, because for myself, I think it's amazing. Favorite Netflix shows. Now this is me. I don't watch that much TV. I watch TV with Kira because she is a TV-aholic. And she loves her TV shows. So I do watch some TV shows with her. What we did binge, and it took us a while to finish, was Grey's Anatomy. All 17,000 seasons of 25 episodes apiece. Now we're just on the weekly show. And I fell in love with Prison Break. I loved Prison Break. Making a Murderer, that stuff's wild. That is just wild. Did watch Orange is the New Black for a while. I kind of got turned off of it. I like to just go in and find a movie, but I do binge watch shows. sometimes. I loved Prison Break. Ugh. Michael Scofield, oh my God, he is so hot. Anyway, carrying on. Tattoos in weird places. That was a good question. I have one tattoo on my ankle. It's of a yellow rose going through a heart. How typical girly can you be? I got it when I was 25 years old. It's the only one I have. I'm not saying I don't want more, but I'm very body conscious, and the ones that I do want or like, I would like to lose more weight for where I want to put them. So I want to lose weight for anything, so it is where it is. Cats or dogs? Okay, so y'all know I have animals, but if somebody were to come to me and say, this cat or this dog, I'd probably take the dog. But I wouldn't leave any animal without a home. So, well, and that's so horrible to say. But I wouldn't, I mean, horrible on my finances to say. But we've got the 2 dogs that I've had for years. I started off with 4 dogs. 2 have died. I don't want to say I started off. I had dogs prior to that. But when I'm saying, when I really got, when my kids were little, and so on, I've started off with, I had an Akita, she died. I had, the next dog was the Jack Russell Jack that I still have. He is still alive and kicking and yipping. Rescues. I got a pit bull. She was a rescue and she has passed away from cancer. And then I've got Neo, who was a rescue, Great Dane, who was a rescue of just people starving him and stuff. All of my cats are rescue cats. Mufus, the devil cat, oh, he's got my heart because he is such an asshole. Excuse my French, but he is such an ass. And I love it because he's feisty, but he's not as feisty with me anymore, but everybody else, oh, it's like I've got an attack cat in the house and I love it. So Chloe's talked about moving out and she says she's taking him, and I'm like, over my dead body. All the other ones, take them. Can't take my dogs, can't take him. Everybody else can go. We also have a guinea pig, a rescue. That's a long story. And I have a turtle. It was a baby hatchling turtle that was in the middle of a busy road. So he's thriving and he's doing amazing. So, and growing and sweet. And he is just so sweet. He follows you in the tank. He like climbs up onto your hand and he just, looks at you, and he's gone to sleep in my hand, like spread out, like I'm relaxed. So he's kind of cool. Yes, I know turtles can carry salmonella. You wash your hands. That's it. If he has it, he has it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Everything carries something, even your food. You just got to take precautions. So I really can't answer that question, cats or dogs, but okay. What would you tell your younger self? Wow. Not to marry the 2 idiots that I married. To be a little more selfish and not trying to, that sounds horrible, not trying to please other people, but to make sure my life was, my ducks were in a row, which I'm trying to teach that to my children now. Catch 22 to that. I wouldn't have my children now if I didn't marry the 2 people that I had been married to. Yeah, so I would have been more in tune with my finances. I wouldn't have trusted love happily ever after. You're going to live with this person for the rest of your life and blah. And, they love you and they this and no. Oh, I would have so changed that. I would have had my finances straight from 18 or first time getting a job versus, oh, sugar, I'm getting a divorce from this husband and he's 5 years older than me and he controlled everything. This is my first husband. And he's just taking everything and going, you're on your own with 2 kids. I had to figure life out fast. That's not going to happen to my daughters or my sons for that matter if it kills me. So that's 1. 2, question everything. Question everything and trust my gut. So that's that. If you won $2 million in the lotto, what would you do? Well, run away. No, I'm just kidding. I would buy a house outright. Not a crazy mansion or anything, a normal house. I don't need anything big, fancy, anything. Normal house with a normal yard, fenced in yard. I'd buy myself a car, a very reliable car. I would still work. You know, I would save. I would invest for retirement. Maybe live off of the interest. You know, I would do something. I don't know. I mean, the house and car are the main things. Would I travel? I'm not saying I wouldn't take a vacation, but it wouldn't be my life thing. You know, I'd maybe take the kids. God, we need a break. Let's go do something educationally fun. But then come back and get back down to business. So that's it. Money is great, but it's not everything. But it would be nice for retirement so I don't have to stress about working when I'm old. I am old, but when I'm old. Are you dating? Oh my God, I laughed so hard when I got that question. No. My trust level right now is pretty shitty. And I know I'm cussing, but I'm focusing on myself and my kids. However, I am not saying if the very most right person came along that would deal with me questioning and understand and perfect person and get why I'm a little bit neurotic and a little bit crazy and a little bit anxious and would love me anyway, I'm not saying I wouldn't. Am I dating to date? No. That would have to be a chance meeting. Am I saying would I never? No, I'm not saying that either. But definitely as of right now, Mr. Perfect would have to like bump into me in the grocery store and I'm just, I know they would think I'm crazy. Oh my God, I couldn't even imagine. Anyway, sorry. So, what style of homeschool do you do? That one's kind of easy. I have my kids enrolled in what's called Florida Unschoolers. It's a private school. So basically I can do whatever I want. If I want them to be dumb and I don't want to educate them at all, it's just that they can be dumb and not educated. I don't do that. They do a Florida Virtual School Flex. They do that. We do Khan Academy as well. That's just free. Free kind of stuff, but like for math and grammar and that kind of thing, we do the Florida Virtual School Flex stuff. So do I buy curriculum? No, I don't. Do we have, let's sit down? No, they know what they have to do and they get it done. We do a lot of discussing about education. You know, cooking a cake can be a science lesson. You know, you can break things down into certain things where kids will understand, you know, how, you know, an egg go from a liquid to a solid. What does heat have to do with it? What is that word? It begins with a D. I can't think of it off the top of my head and I know what it is, but you know, boom, there's your science and you just taught them how to cook an egg. I mean, it's silly, but it doesn't all have to be structure. That is my own opinion. My kids can pass a test, any normal standardized Florida test or any test, they've passed above and gotten all the highest grades on impossible. So whatever I'm doing is working. Somebody just knocked something over in the other room. You know, joy. Okay. Do I make my kids do chores? I do. I split them up into pairs, so it's 2, 2, and 2. So 2 nights a week, or 2 days a week, 2 days a week, a set of 2 as the kitchen, 2 days a week, you know, and they rotate 2 days a week. They have the bathrooms, 2 days a week. They have the living rooms and hallways. They have to do their room whenever I say. My girls are very good about keeping their room clean. I don't even have to look at it. They're not immaculate, but I don't even have to worry about anything. My boys, on the other hand, ugh. So I'm on them a lot about cleaning their room. They all rotate changing the cat boxes. To be honest, yes, I do clean. I go through and I do clean, but I do all the work in and they do all the nothing. So they get to clean the house. There's 6 of them. I only think that's fair. I make them do the cooking a lot, even though I say this is what we have for dinner and this is what I've cooked. I've picked out the meal. I've, you know, gotten the recipe out, but I'll have one of them cook it. I'm right there, but I'll have one of them cook it. Why? I know how to cook. They need to learn how to cook if they want to live on their own. So, that's the chore thing. Did you get that tax refund? No, damn it. And I'm starting to get pissed because it's starting to irritate me, a lot. So obviously without the tax refund, I don't have a car yet. I will have a car. Trust me, when I get one, y'all will know. You will definitely know. Is the Instant Pot still in the living room? Well, to clarify, I don't leave it in the living room. The recipe gets cooked, you know, we prepare it in the kitchen, take the pot into the living room and cook it. The reason I do that is, and y'all have seen in my grocery hauls where on that counter, I put the food up there. Well, that counter is only like this wide. The Instant Pot just fits on it. And I have cats who like to knock things over. And they're very good at going, I call it twatting it off the counter. So we have that. And I'd prefer me being able to see the numbers, see the burn notice. It also gets really loud in my house with all the teenagers and stuff. Sometimes I don't hear it beep. So if I can see it visually and I know what's going, it's right there. So that's why it's in the living room. Oh, so many people have commented on that. I've got tile floor. I mean, if it spits out a little bit of water, it's nothing but spray cleaner and a towel and you can wipe it up. It's no big deal. We take it in the kitchen, just dish out the food and stuff. It's really not a big deal. Okay. Last but not least, does being a single mom of so many kids hard? You can bet your booty it's hard. It is hard. I feel, everybody says, oh, their kids are good, their kids are perfect, they've got a heart of gold, and they've got this and they've got that. My kids can be little assholes. Love them. And they know, and I will tell them that to their face. So it's not something that I'm but are they thugs? No. Are they out there stealing and robbing people and no? Are they, no. They're very well educated, very smart, very polite kids. And that's all I can ask for. And that makes me feel like I have done my job. We are all a very close-knit family. More so in the last year, believe it or not. I would have never thought that. But yeah, that has brought a lot of just all of that to our house. So being hard, yeah, because I have to make every decision. If I'm working and they're fighting in the living room, I can't quickly text my spouse that's no longer here. Can you handle that? Because that's loud. I have to put my customer on hold, go out there and threaten lives like I'm going to kill every last one of you if you don't stop. Come back in, hi, thank you, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that happens. More so than I'd like to say. But it is what it is. So, yeah. But, you know, I wouldn't change it at all. They're my kids. I love them. I gave birth to all of them. It's just hard. It is hard, but again, I wouldn't change it. They're all very well-behaved children. I know I am active in parenting them. I'm not just oh, here's dinner, here's money, go do this, go do that, mom. I am there. And that's how every parent should be, I feel. So Is it hard? Yes. Is it my job? Yes. Are they good kids? I think they are. I think they're pretty amazing myself. So, but yeah, so that's it for this Q&A video. It's long, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll do another one again, you know, soon. But please like, subscribe, comment. My social media is down below. So go on over there and, you know, say hi. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.